Now, Good Morning Nashville on News 2.
Well, good morning to you. Now at 6 a.m., the search is on for a man accused of shooting and killing a gas station clerk in West Nashville. Brent Ramonda has been live on the scene all morning long. He's going to join us in just a moment with details on the manhunt as they are searching for this suspect.
And also, clouds are moving in, but when does the rain arrive? Full details in your forecast.
Available puck, Neal with a shot.
If you watch the St. Louis goalie's head, it turns, it looks in the net, and then he looks right back like that did not just happen. It did happen. 3-1, Preds win. 2-1, Preds win. 3-1 in the series there as we march back to St. Louis on Friday and see what happens up there. Good morning. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Neil Orn.
And I'm Dawn Davenport. So glad you're waking up with us on this Wednesday morning. We call it hump day around here, and that's kind of what it is weather-wise, too. It's like the nice in the morning, not going to be so nice in the afternoon, leading us into Thursday, Jared.
The forecast is done. Over to you.
You're the pro, though. I don't say it properly.
I'm not a pro. I just click the button right here. Anyway, we do have some clouds already beginning to show up. Let's take a live look at the Heritage Bank camera in Clarksville. You're 52, but notice they're very high, they're very thin, and when you have thin clouds, you're not going to get any rainfall. It's really going to be the cumulus clouds, the really tall ones that bubble up. Those are the ones that could give you some wet weather. Not seeing that this morning. Great start. Look at Bowling Green right now, 47 degrees. A touch cool. Camden at 55, and we do have some 40s showing up just to the east of Murfreesboro out towards McMinnville. As far as the wind today, still going to be breezy, so as the afternoon wears on, that's when the wind will begin to pick up, and we'll see gusts around 20 to maybe 25 miles per hour. So you can kind of see the gray shading right here on our satellite radar combination. Those are the clouds moving on in, but the rain still west of the Mississippi, but it is making a move out towards southern Kentucky and eventually into middle Tennessee. So most of the day, it will be dry. You'll see some glimmers of sunshine, then the clouds take over, and then we're going to see some rain. It's going to come down really hard, and I'll let you know how much we could see in your backyard. Full details in just a few minutes. Neil, Don, over.
Thank you, Jared. Back to our breaking news out of West Nashville. We mentioned at the top of the show, a clerk has been shot and killed. It happened at the Exxon gas station on Charlotte Pike off of Interstate 40.
Just after 9:30 last night, Brent Ramonda is there, and again, we're still waiting for the police to give us a statement right now, but we do have a lot of the details they released early.
Yeah, that's right. We're getting more details each moment here. Take a look here behind us, though. We actually see a tow truck that's pulled into the lot here. It's towing a vehicle on the property away. We don't know whose vehicle that is at the moment. There's actually another vehicle on the other side inside that crime scene. We'll try to give you some updates here as far as that. But there's also been helicopters out here using their spotlight early this morning. And then there was a helicopter during the daytime flying around the nearby neighborhoods, searching for the suspect and teen. So far, nothing. Now, as for what we know so far, we have confirmed the identity of the man killed while working at the Exxon here on Charlotte Pike, just off I-40. Police tell us 58-year-old John Daniel Stevens was shot and killed after an attempted robbery last night at 9:30. Now, we also just received photos from surveillance inside the gas station. Take a look. As you can see, two people entering. The person in the back has been identified as 28-year-old Daniel Clark. He is the alleged shooter. Now, the girl also pictured is 15-year-old Trinity Quinn out of Dayton, Tennessee. Let's take a closer look at her picture. She is the one in the front of the photo. Now, police say she is an endangered teen who has been traveling with Clark. Their vehicle was found in a nearby parking lot, so police believe they could be on foot. Police are still here on the scene. As you can see, this is a very busy, active crime scene. There are a lot of shops and homes in the nearby area. So once again, this man is armed. If you wake up this morning, please be on the lookout. If you see anything, call police. And like I mentioned earlier, there are police on foot searching nearby schools. And if we take a quick look, let's just pan over. There's one police officer here on the property. You can see there is an active search for the suspect and that endangered teen. Once again, if you see anything this morning, please call police. Neil, Don, back to you.
All right, Brent Ramonda live for us there in West Nashville. Obviously, I think he said Metro schools, no change in Metro schools in that area near the manhunt. They're monitoring the search. They're keeping an eye on it.
It's still pretty early. So we have two stories here that have kind of gone to an intersection. The alerts for Danielle Clark and Trinity Quinn, the endangered child, came out yesterday. They came from Dayton, Tennessee, which is really directly between Chattanooga and Knoxville, at least on the map here. So we want to show you again the surveillance picture from the Exxon station, and really get a good look from a kind of top, front, and then a second picture you get a look from the counter looking out, and a profile picture of the kind of beard that the suspect has. 28-year-old Daniel Clark and 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. So that's 9:30 last night. And then we have that flyer posted to WKRN.com. 911 is going to be the number that you want to call if you see these two, obviously armed and very dangerous. West Nashville, Hillwood, this area, they could be on foot. They've been gone since 9:30 last night, so we're talking, you know, a lengthy period of time that they've been out of sight.
Now to a breaking news alert this morning. Alleged kidnapper Tad Cummins has been in jail in California since he was arrested April 20th. But overnight, his online status in the Sacramento jail changed.
At the alert desk, Julie Edwards, what did it go to?
It changed to released. So this whole time it's listed him as in custody. Now it's showing released. Now we know that means he's not been released to the streets, but does that mean he's being transported now back to Tennessee? We've reached out to the U.S. Marshal Service to try and find out. We haven't heard back from them yet. We know that he won't just be released because the judge ordered him held without bond, but perhaps he is headed back that way. We're also in touch with the affiliate, our affiliate in Sacramento. Now, his arrest, of course, stems from the alleged kidnapping of 15-year-old Elizabeth Thomas. He's charged with aggravated kidnapping, transportation of a minor across state lines, and one count of sexual contact with a minor. So, Neil Don, it's very interesting. We will keep following this. Back to you guys.
All right, so he's either en route or here.
Right.
That's pretty much what we can surmise. Metro Police took a new approach this morning, continuing to investigate a cold case murder.
They're trying to figure out who killed Ryan Trent on Ellington Parkway. This was this past September, about 8 months ago. Nikki Burdine is there now with a look at this renewed effort. Nikki?
Well, the scene out here earlier this morning looks more like a DUI checkpoint than anything else, but police weren't looking for drunk drivers. They were actually looking for information to help them solve this cold case. Take a look at the scene here behind me. This is where police were earlier this morning. They set up a checkpoint here in the northbound lanes of Ellington Parkway at the Briley Parkway exit, stopping cars, asking people if they had any information about that cold case, the murder of Ryan Trent. On September 28th, Trent was shot and killed in his truck on his way home from work. It happened between 1:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning, which is why police were out here at that time. Now, police found him dead inside his white Chevy Silverado pickup truck after he ran off the road and hit a tree. Police initially thought he died from the impact, but it was actually a gunshot wound that he was suffering from when they got into that car. Now, police found him dead inside that truck. Trent's family set up a billboard asking for tips to lead them for any information on this case. $12,000 being offered now in addition to that Crime Stoppers reward, but still police no closer to finding any answers in this case. So they were here this morning. They were stopping people who frequent this area around that time, asking them for any information if they happened to see anything that night or anything suspicious, if they even heard any conversations. And police are asking for your help as well. If you have any information, you're asked to help Crime Stoppers. That number, 615-74-CRIME. Again, 615-74-CRIME if you have any information in the death of Ryan Trent. Again, that happened back on September 28th. Neil, Don, back to you guys in the studio.
Let's hope they got something. Thanks, Nikki.
All right, 6:09 this morning. The Preds are just one win away from moving on to the Western Conference Finals for the first time ever in franchise history.
It was a tough game last night. Kara Hammer with reaction from the players after the win.
All right, good morning, Nashville. Well, the Predators did what they needed to do, and that was protect home ice. They are still undefeated at Bridgestone this postseason after they beat the Blues 2-1 last night in what might have been the most physical game thus far. It was an electric third period, scoreless through 40 minutes. The Preds went on the power play, and Ryan Ellis took full advantage. The defenseman with points in 7 straight games. James Neal followed it up with a beautiful wrister, and the Predators are headed to St. Louis with a 3-1 series lead.
It was deadlocked at zeros for most of the game, and we just got a couple bounces, and they played a terrific game, and I thought we played well. And
you know, as the games go on here, they're just going to get tougher and tougher, and you know, we were ready for their push and their best game, and I thought we did a good job overall.
One more win. We need 4. We haven't done anything yet. We need another one. If it's coming on the road or back home, it doesn't matter. We just got to get that 4th one. It's the hardest one to get.
Like we always say, I feel like now we have a chance. Now we have a chance to really step on their throat, and we can control our destiny. So that's you couldn't ask for more.
This franchise has never been to the conference finals, and now they are 1 win away. The Predators take on the Blues Game 5 Friday night in St. Louis. Reporting from inside Bridgestone Arena, I'm Kara Hammer, News 2 Sports.
Okay, so who's renting the bus and when are we heading up to St. Louis?
Yes.
Game 5 won't be easy as the Blues look to stay alive in the series. I mean, this is a win-or-go-home deal for them. Friday night, it's a 7 o'clock start time.
Good, an earlier start time. That helps me.
It's a Friday.
I know. Our own Joe Leadingham is going to be in St. Louis. Follow him on social media for all the updates and, of course, reports Friday night on News 2 at 10 and then Saturday on Good Morning Nashville, hopefully talking about the advancing on in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Maybe even the weather will be nice by then, Jared.
Hey, Neil, if I rent the bus, will you get the tickets?
Sure.
Yeah?
If you rent a bus, I'll get tickets.
I didn't say it was going to be the greatest bus in the world.
That's
but
right.
it's going to be a bus.
You did define it.
I didn't say the tickets would be in the arena.
I'm driving it too, so hopefully you're okay with that. Starting out with some sunshine, a few of us already have some clouds out there in Shelbyville for the next 12 hours. The clouds will be rolling in this afternoon, but it doesn't get wet until this evening. We'll talk about that and our big storm coming in for tomorrow, Paige.
All right, so we are back to being accident-free. So I'm looking at Vietnam veterans in Sumner County. Nothing to worry about if you're headed out the door right now. It's smooth sailing. So let's look at the junction. Vietnam veterans at 65 southbound. I'll show you a live look there. 65 southbound. Traffic starting to speed up there and moving right along at the speed limit. But we'll look at your drive times coming up next.
You're watching Good Morning Nashville on News 2 with Neil Orn, Dawn Davenport, and Jared Plushnick's Storm Tracker forecast.
You've worked a long day. Now it's time to kick back and get caught up.
For everything the day brought with it, News 2 at 10 is here to help break it all down.
So you're prepared to do it all over again tomorrow.
News 2 at 10, coverage you can count on.
Welcome back in here at 6:15. Back to our breaking news. This is out of West Nashville, where a clerk has been shot and killed at the Exxon gas station on Charlotte Pike. And we're seeing intense police activity really just in the past 10 minutes here.
And that's why I wanted to go back to it, because there is a search for 2 people right now, likely on foot. Brent Rabodna is there for us. And so let's update folks that are just tuning in.
Yeah, well, earlier we were talking about the police searching the school grounds here, and actually we've got Jerry on the other side. I believe what he has up right now is police with their guns drawn. They've been hearing alarm systems going off. This says it's Lead Academy. We're still trying to confirm what the name of the school is here, but as you can see from Jerry's picture, heavy police presence here. They've actually moved the media across the street as they search this school, and we see police on all corners of the building here. Now, if you're just tuning in right now, police arrived to the Exxon here off I-40 and Charlotte Pike after John Daniel Stevens was found shot inside of the Exxon here. He was the clerk inside. This was after an attempted robbery. Police are now searching for the alleged shooter. That's Daniel Clark. He's a 28-year-old man, and he is with 15-year-old Trinity Quinn. She's an endangered teen. Now, police still searching for those 2. If you see anything this morning, call police. But as I mentioned, they do have this school on lockdown right now, searching. These suspects could be inside. We'll keep you updated here, though. Neil and Don.
Well, I know it's got to be very concerning for folks in that part of town, especially the ones with kids that are about to go to bus stops and stuff and start filling up the streets around there. So, Brent, we appreciate that, and that's why we're going to keep kind of updating you, because this is obviously, from the pictures, an active search, and we won't show too much because that's kind of how we operate with those guys.
And right now, as of 6:17, Metro Schools has said there is no status change in schools. They're just monitoring this situation.
Well, certainly with Lead, they're still out there.
There's going to be a status change.
There would be a status change if they haven't cleared that building just yet. Here's Paige with traffic.
Yeah, so I'm looking at an XL on I-40. This is going to be westbound. Right before you get to Spence Lane, let me show you a live look. It's in the westbound lanes before you head to I-24. This actually is a car having some issues in that left shoulder there. So traffic is really slowing down, headed to merge with I-24. I'm coming back to Traffic Tracker, show you where we're slowing down. First, it's going to be north of downtown Nashville, I-24 east and 65 south, slowing down, and then I-24 headed westbound in Smyrna, Laverne, right at the Rutherford County line. But your drive times are still looking pretty good right now. We've got just 31 minutes from Murfreesboro to Nashville, so just by a couple of minutes that slow down. 24 minutes for Gallatin into Nashville. Spring Hill still green into Nashville, 65 northbound, 27 minutes, and 26 minutes for Lebanon on I-40 into Nashville. Coming up, though, we'll take a look at the drive coming in from Wilson County, I-40 headed westbound. Guys?
Thank you, Paige.
Now, I got a little bump in the roadway. It's going to be a storm, but behind the storm, it is going to be chilly. So a lot of people planning for Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.